Hello and welcome. I am Gimba Umar. Tonight, People's Democratic Party flags off presidential campaign in the Northwest, promises to take over government from the ruling APC in the 2019 elections. 26 All-Progressive Congress State House of Assembly members in Ogun State defect to the Allied People's Movement. Governor Amosun reaffirms loyalty to the APC. And President Muhammadu Buhari joins other world leaders at the opening of the 24th edition of the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Katowice, Poland. The forum identifies climate change as the greatest threat to humanity. And Russia plans national honors for border guards who seized 3 Ukrainian vessels and 24 sailors last week.
And on business news tonight, Securities and Exchange Commission launches rules for issuance of green bonds to boost investors' confidence in Nigeria's capital market.
And on sports news tonight, European football governing body UEFA will fast-track the implementation of video assistant referees for the Champions League knockout stages this season.
From Abuja, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, claims to have traced property worth 500 million naira allegedly belonging to former governor of Plateau State, Senator Jonah Jang.
We begin tonight with the flag-off of the People's Democratic Party's presidential campaign in the Northwest, with a call on the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC, to prepare to hand over power in 2019. The national chairman of the party, Mr. Uche Secondus, made this declaration at the event in the Sokoto state capital. Mr. Secondus insisted that the APC government has failed Nigerians, adding that the PDP is on a rescue mission with its presidential candidate as a better alternative.
So our presidential candidate, he will fly our flag nationwide and he will bring victory.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, is going all out to make a comeback to power as it launches its presidential campaign in Sokoto State, northwest Nigeria. Amid a large crowd of members and stalwarts, leaders of the party take turns to solicit votes from the people.
Northwest is PDP!
According to the national chairman, Uche Secondus, the party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, is the best man to steer the country in the right direction.
PDP is on a rescue mission. We are on a rescue mission with the best candidate. In the next election, we present to you, by the grace of God, the man that will come and wipe away your tears.
Among dignitaries at the event is former President Goodluck Jonathan, who believes that the PDP's long experience in power stands the party in good stead.
From 1999 till today, we have seen 4 presidents, from Obasanjo to our late brother, to myself and the current president. You have seen how the various presidents and the various parties have worked. And one thing that is very clear is that PDP is still the #1 party.
And then the flag bearer of the party, Atiku Abubakar, gives his message to the people in the indigenous Hausa language, highlighting his stance that Nigeria belongs to everyone.
Nigeria! Jama'a yan uwana, kun saurari jawabai daban-daban a wannan wuri.
The People's Democratic Party hopes to secure the votes of the region as it highlights various areas of concern to Nigerians and ultimately clinch the highest office in the land come 2019 election.
A storm appears to be brewing in the politics of Ogun State, southwest of Nigeria, after 26 members of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, defected to the All People's Movement, the APM. The defectors are alleging the removal of their names from the list of winners in the recent primaries to the State House of Assembly. Meanwhile, Governor Ibukunle Amosu insists that the defection will in no way dampen the focus of the APC to win Ogun State for the presidential elections in 2019.
As the 2019 election begins to gain momentum, many players will be seeking to firmly place their feet in order not to lose ground. And Ogun State in southwest Nigeria is one place where this is happening, as an exodus has taken place. In recent times, party wranglings appear to be threatening the thread of togetherness in the All Progressives Congress, with the defection of 26 members of the party who had earlier been recognized as winners in the primaries conducted on October 7th to the Allied People's Movement.
After extensive and due consultations with our elders, members, and stakeholders in the APC in Ogun State, we have come to the inevitable conclusion to seek the general mandate of our people in the 2019 elections on the platform of Allied People's Movement. We wish to state that this is without prejudice to the progressive ideals which have endeared our candidature and our political group to the good people of Ogun State.
This move, as significant as it may seem, does not appear to bother the state governor, Ibukunle Amosu, who is in high spirits at this gathering with APC faithful. The governor harps on the main objectives of the party, which is to retain power at the very top of the nation's political ladder.
We must ensure that President Muhammadu Buhari emerge, not only emerge, he has, by the grace of God, he will win. But we want Ogun State to be part of that win. And Ogun State in the southwest, we want them to know. People that think they have the numbers, they will see our own and they will compare the number of votes that we are going to give to President Muhammadu Buhari. So we must do that. The second one is to let them know that you cannot subvert the wishes of the people. For me, what I'm saying, yes, it's good. Any opportunity that will make me represent my people, I will. But they don't have, they cannot dictate to us who will do it.
There's a lot of action, drama, and suspense in Nigeria's political scene. And all eyes will be on 2019 to see how it all plays out.
The 24th edition of the United Nations Climate Conference has opened in Katowice, Poland. Delegates to the conference are expected to finalize the rule book on the Paris Agreement, which aims to keep global temperatures below 2 degrees Celsius. Scientists have warned that global temperatures is on track to rise by 3 to 5 degrees Celsius this century. President Muhammadu Buhari today joined other world leaders who state their commitment in supporting the Paris Agreement. Our correspondent, Ayola Kazim, reports.
Katowice, the southern Polish city, which lies in the heart of the Silesia region, is Europe's largest coal producer, with over 40 mines operating in the area. Tens of thousands of people in the region depend on coal for their livelihoods. But as the host city of the 2018 Climate Conference, the city attempts to go from black to green.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Katowice is one of the greenest cities in Poland right now, with forests covering more than 40% of the total area. Is it not surprising and not symbolic, therefore, that this year's COP24 conference is taking place exactly at the same site where once a coal mine was operated?
To maximize the chances of success at the conference, technical talks began on Sunday, a day earlier than planned, with delegates from nearly 200 nations haggling over how to implement the broad promises of the Paris deal on moving away from fossil fuel. The United Nations Secretary General told delegates on Monday during the ceremonial opening that the world is in deep trouble with climate change.
Climate change is running faster than we are, and we must catch up sooner rather than later before it is too late. For many people, regions, even countries, This is already a matter of life or death. And this meeting is the most important gathering on climate change since the Paris Agreement was signed. It is hard to overstate the urgency of our situation.
On his part, President Muhammadu Buhari says Nigeria is on track to meet 20% of its emission reduction target within the next 15 years.
Nigeria has specifically developed sectorial implementation plans in 5 priority areas. 1, oil and gas. 2, agriculture and land use. 3, transport. 4, industry. 5, energy and power.
Delegates at the talks say the biggest issues are likely to include finance and the level of scrutiny associated with monitoring individual nations' emissions. And to inject momentum, the World Bank Group says it will double its investment in climate action to $200 billion between 2021 and 2025. Ayola Kasim reporting for Channels Television News.
We'll, of course, have more on the climate change COP24 that is taking place in Poland in the course of this bulletin. The Lagos State Police Command has paraded a woman alleged to have masterminded the kidnap of 2 children at the Bagada Phase 2 area of Lagos on November 26, 2018. The woman, identified as Busayo, is said to have been working as a house help and had carefully planned the kidnap of the 6-year-old boy and 3-year-old girl in conjunction with the kidnap syndicate. According to the police, the 2 children were found in the early hours of yesterday at a location close to Seme, the border between Nigeria and Benin Republic. Police say that their investigation revealed that the members of the kidnap syndicate sent her out as a house help to unsuspecting parents to carry out their plan. The police also paraded a Lagos-based musician, Adekunle Temitope, popularly known as Small Doctor, for allegedly unlawfully in possession of a firearm and threatening to shoot a police officer. The Department of State Services has paraded a woman accused of using the name of the wife of the president, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, to commit fraud. Addressing a news conference, the spokesman of the service, Mr. Peter Afunanya, explained that the suspect took advantage of the special treatment given to VIPs in the State House to gain access to the office of Mrs. Buhari.
You will not do that. Madam. Stop it. The whole Nigeria is watching. Stop it.
Confusion and drama as this suspect tries to evade the cameras. She's within the premises of the Department of State Services, who investigates her for alleged fraud.
You will not do that to me. You will not do that to me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
The suspect finally unveils herself, and the spokesman of the service explains that the suspect had on November 22nd paraded herself as the wife of Kogi State Governor, which she allegedly used to gain access into the State House and defraud some Nigerians.
Amina Mohammed, also known as Justina Oluaha, Amina Villa, had on 22nd of November 2017 paraded herself as the First Lady of Kogi State. She used a false identity to evade protocol and scrutiny, thus gaining unauthorized access into the villa, and particularly the residence of the First Lady and wife of the President, Ajia Aisha Buhari. What Amina simply did was to use the First Lady's name and office as bait to lure and defraud her victims.
The suspect was also accused of defrauding an industrialist to the tune of 150 million naira. The suspect, however, denies all the allegations.
To lure and defraud her victims, members of the public are advised to be wary of individuals or groups that drop names and offices of high government officials to defraud them.
And this is not fraud.
Excuse me, please.
To pick a property belonging to a court is not true. MTF,
The Department of State Service says it will continue to investigate the case while warning Nigerians to be wary of the activities of fraudsters.
In part two, after the break, Channels Television issues official statement debunking allegations of doctoring video of an interview with the presidential spokesman, Femi Adesina, made by Punch newspaper columnist Onoshi Nwabuiko. Stay with us.